It is Wednesday, April 20th, 2022. This is another edition of Baseball Today. That is my man, Trevor Plouffe. I am Chris Rose. And so April 20th is better known as what?
I don't know. Maybe you just messed up, didn't unmute yourself from AMP. Have you been sparking a little bit of the devil's lettuce this early morning?
No. I have to work for a living. I got a lot going on, all that sort of stuff. But happy 420 to everybody out there.
Yeah. People are celebrating, no doubt about that.
Yeah. Actually, I started my collegiate career at the University of Michigan, where this is a very big day up there because of Hash Bash, which is a very famous day. Okay. Enough said.
Okay. I might be celebrating after the show. How about that?
Great. Maybe. I love it. We want to thank everybody that is joining us on the AMP app. As always, we will be getting to your questions and your comments and your concerns about the baseball world coming up in mere moments, but make sure you hang tight for that. In the meantime, a lot to get through. And let's start up in Queens, where the New York Mets had a doubleheader sweep of the San Francisco Giants. Scherzer took a no-no into the sixth in the nightcap of his Mets home debut. So now they're 9-3. In your opinion, is there something special brewing in Queens?
I mean, we talked about this during the offseason. They brought in just a bunch of excellent ball players, some excellent humans there, and we weren't sure if it was all going to work together. And so far, it's just worked together. And mind you, this is without Jacob deGrom. Okay, we talked about the importance of having a stopper, having a guy like Scherzer there. He's doing what he needs to do. Last night was incredible going up against Logan Webb. But really, that lineup has come to life. They have 7 guys with an OPS plus over 100 right now. I mean, that is deep. That's what you need to get going. And taking 2 from the Giants. It's hard to win 2 against anybody on a doubleheader, but to go and do it against a team that, seemingly one of the better teams in baseball right now, it's very impressive for the Mets. Like I said, we weren't sure how this soup was going to come together, but it's tasting good, especially on 420, Chris, especially on 420.
So, if the question is there a little magic brewing out there? I would say yes, because all you have to do is look at the back end of the first game of the double dip yesterday to kind of realize, Lindor makes that play. He pulls Alonso off the bag. Originally, the runners ruled safe. They challenge it. They give it a look. And somehow Alonso, I don't know how he became Stretch Armstrong, but was able to stay on the bag. And it was remarkable. I know there were a lot of Giants fans out there that said in the Bay Area television view, it looked like he was off the bag. I don't personally think he was. I thought he had a toe tap on the bag. And then Lindor ends up getting the walk-off knock. And I think that is so huge because if they can get Lindor back to what he was in Cleveland, that's like trading for an MVP candidate. And he was already in-house. He'll be the first one to admit he was not good the first half of last year. He was well over an 800 OPS in the second half of the season. So he started to reflect kind of the Cleveland numbers. But I think he just felt more comfortable. Sometimes when guys get big dough, it does weird things to him. And, he's a guy that he's been, called Mr. Smile his entire career. And there were a lot more frowns the first half of the last season than there were smiles.
Yeah, I think that's a product of also going from the Midwest to a New York team. Like, it's just different. Media is different. People are different. I'm not going to say you tend to smile less in New York City, but maybe you do. I don't know. But he's having a good time right now. Dom Smith, if he gets it going, which he will, they could have 8 guys in that lineup that are above average, according to OPS plus. That's incredible. Polar Bear Pete, you got to give him all the credit, like you said, for that play. I don't give Pete enough credit for like what he brings to the game. He is just a walking ball of energy. His reaction after they called him out was awesome, dude. Yeah. And sometimes I don't know why in my mind, I label him as, I don't want to say the word corny. He's not corny, but I haven't dived deep enough into the Pete Alonso pool. I'm diving in because I really like what he does. I saw the home run derby. We were at the home run derby last year. And then to see all the reactions that he has, this guy just loves playing ball. And that's near and dear to my heart.
But I understand it because it looks shticky. If you're not buying that's his DNA and that's who he is, then it looks like a shtick. And then you're like, it's cheesy.
It's his DNA.
But it is his DNA. And I love it. I love it that the guy really, it's hard to get fired up over all 162 games, but it feels like he is fired up. He's fun. He's energetic. And I do think that there's something special going on. Let's move from coast to coast. Not sure if everybody had a chance to see it. Last night, first inning, Reds Padres play at the plate. Tyler Stevenson, the big old catcher for the Reds, gets plowed over by Luke Voit, held onto the baseball. He is out. Somewhat of a controversial play. Afterward, a lot of the Reds were upset, including the former Padre Tommy Pham, who said he said the slide was fucking dirty. That's what he called it. And then he said, hey, listen, I know a guy who's got a gym here in San Diego if Voit wants to settle it the old-fashioned way. So let's break this down. There's a lot of moving parts with this whole thing. Let's start with the ball player. Was it a dirty slide?
It's tough. You have to put yourself in Voigt's shoes and Stevenson's shoes. The ball's coming up. He gets the ball clearly, way in time, like almost like too much time. So he goes, kind of gets in front of the plate. If you're the runner there's nowhere for you to go. You can just pull up and get tagged. You can't run the catcher over anymore. You have to try to get to the plate. And then when you see the tag coming up towards like the top of your chest, near your face where it was, I mean, it's kind of like instinct to one, block that, like try to like save yourself. And two, like there's the ball right there. Like just kind of like give it one of these. I think that's what Voit was doing. In my opinion, that's what it looks like. He was sliding, saw the glove come up and the arms were protecting him. And then also at the same time, like instinctually, you just kind of want to like get the guy to drop the ball. Cause most guys, grew up like being able to go in a little bit harder than we can now to all the bases. It's still ingrained in a lot of players. And I think that's kind of what happened. It was a split-second decision. He had to try to get to the plate, save himself. But then also there's that ball. Kind of looks like he brought the arms down there. I wouldn't go so far as to say it was dirty, because I think a lot of guys react that way when you get in that situation that Voit was in.
Yeah, I mean, I have to defer to you. I mean, I've never had a split-second decision at a plate in a big league game like that. So, I mean, I'll defer to you. But I can understand why the Reds thought it was dirty, because when you slow it down, which you can't do in real time, but when you do, it does look like he's doing a little bit of this, and there's an extra slap at it. And it sucks because Stevenson just got put on the concussion list. It's something he dealt with 5 or 6 years ago as well. And so, listen, things have not gone well for the Reds. Everything from their offseason moves to the way they've gotten a slow start out of the gate. And it does suck. It sucks for them. And Tommy Pham, listen, I like his energy that he brings. Now, I'm not so sure that I want to see a fight between he and Luke Voit.
Oh, that'd be great.
I might. If so, I would like to have John Boy Media produce it and bring it to everybody, because I think that we would do it justice. Don't you think?
I want to be on the undercard. Who can I fight?
No, you're not a fighter. You're not a fighter.
I'm really not, especially today. Today of all days, Trev. Get with it. Come on, man. I'm not fighting today.
Yeah, we've talked a little bit about this. You talked about how somebody called you out at a party in high school and you had a fight, and so you had to deck them and all that sort of. And we've already gone over my fight scorecard, 0-3 all time. It's not pretty. It's not pretty.
I'm too skinny to fight right now. If I was, back in my days when I was a little muscular, okay, I'm too skinny now.
Yeah. Yeah. So I don't know. By the way, does something happen? They've got a day game out there. Reds are wrapping up a West Coast swing. First of all, Voigt's not going to be in the lineup, right? Bob Melvin's
I doubt it. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's usually what happens. He'll sit today.
Right. So nothing's going to happen, right?
I hope not. Like I said, like I get it. Like it's just when you get faced with that situation, it's just kind of like instinct taking over. I don't think Luke Voit went in there when he was rounding third base, like, I'm going to go mess this guy up. I don't think that was the case at all. I think it was just a split-second decision, spurred, like in the moment reaction type thing. I feel bad for Stevenson. He actually replied to a John Boy Media tweet that showcased it and was like, all that matters is he's out, baby. So good for him. Hope you're okay, bro.
Yeah, I hope he's feeling well, and hopefully we'll see him back in a week or so.
We follow each other on Twitter. My bad. And I got a lot of your rookie cards. So
have you met him in person?
I haven't.
He is a giant. I saw him at Reds camp. He is enormous. He's one of the biggest players in the game. I could not believe how big he was.
What? I got to look him up now. Here we go. What's going on with this?
Yeah, but I don't even think the numbers do him justice. His hands, it looks like he doesn't need a catcher's mitt to catch back there. That's how big his hands are. I was like, Jesus, where'd they build you?
I mean, yeah, he's prototypical. This guy might as well be a starting quarterback in the NFL. 6'4", 225. I mean, that's what you need right there.
He's got to be more than 225. I couldn't believe it.
Oh, really?
He looks huge. He is huge.
That's a big boy.
And there aren't a lot of catchers that are that size.
So, I mean, Stevenson, he can stick up for himself, Tommy, right? Like,
Well,
Maybe
not
that's
right
the
now.
better fight.
If he's in
Stevenson versus
concussion
Voit.
protocol. If he's in concussion protocol,
All right.
probably not. By the way, very quickly, it's been about a decade since we had the Buster Posey rule enacted. You're okay with it, right?
Yeah, I think the game is better when all the best players are on the field. And I understand there are guys who don't like it, who think it's just part of the game and you have to learn how to, maneuver around the bases. And for a while, I probably thought that too, just because that's the way I was brought up. But then you start to understand, like, dude, you just want to see these guys play. And like it's not even like a catcher or a middle infielder can do something wrong. If there is some idiot out there that wants to hurt you, they can hurt you. And I've seen it in the minor leagues. Man, there has been the minor leagues are where everything bad happens regarding that. Guys, fighting for their lives, going into the base, doing anything they can. That's the argument to that is you can do everything right, and some idiot can just come and try to blast you, and your career can be over. So I'm okay with it.
Yeah. So two things. I don't like the mentality that, well, yeah, that should be a part of the game. I'm with you. Like, I missed Buster Posey the year he was hurt. I missed him. I loved watching him play. And if there's a rule that can be put in place that will keep him on the field, I'm all for it. I'm all for the quarterbacks getting protected in the NFL.
Yeah.
That people bitch and moan about that each and every Sunday, and I have to hear that too. And one other thing. I learned how to block the plate when I was on the Best Damn Sports Show, period. We had Torrey Hunter. There was one year, I forget, he totally blew up a White Sox catcher one year. And it was not AJ Pierzynski, it was somebody else. And we had Pierzynski and Torrey Hunter on as guests. And so Pierzynski was teaching me how to block the plate. So I got all geared up, and Torrey's probably only 25 feet from me, but he starts coming at me, and he launched me like feet off the ground. And I almost hit my head on our back wall. I would have been knocked out. It would have been over. So just that little bit. Dude didn't start from second base. He started 25 feet away.
There are just guys who know how to go into bases. Like when I was playing, there were certain dudes who just had the correct speed or the right form. I don't know what it was, but they could blow up dudes at second base, blow up the catcher. As a shortstop, I wasn't concerned about it much because you're coming into it. The whole play is right in front of you. Like, guys aren't going to get you as a shortstop. You can jump over them. You can maneuver.
Right.
It's the second baseman that really has to deal with it. So when you have to plant your freaking front foot and stay in there and make a throw, and some guy is trying to chop your legs down, it's scary, man.
Yeah.
So this rule is for the best.
Our producer Dan Rook, if you can find that old Best Damn video of Torrey Hunter bowling me over, you're gonna get a little something extra in your check, courtesy of Jimmy and Jake. Just gonna.
Torrey was one of those guys that could blow MFers up.
Yeah, and also go find the shot where the White Sox, I forget what backup catcher he just destroyed. It was incredible. Well, today's edition of Baseball Today is presented to you by our friends over at MUGSY. MUGSY jeans has made a huge difference in my life. Talk about it all the time. My weight fluctuates. I'm sure a lot of you guys out there have the same sort of problem. So if you're a little heavier than you want, MUGSY jeans will expand with you. They got that special material that just likes to grow in your relationship. If you're at your perfect weight, they still look great. You know how some jeans, if you get a little bit smaller, they look too baggy, and then all of a sudden you got to wear like 6 belts just to keep it up. That's not the way MUGSY jeans roll. So what I want you to do is I want you to look great, and I want to save you money. So you head on over to mugsy.com. Use the promo code today. You're going to get 10% off your entire order. That is 10% not off of one pair of jeans, but your entire order. And the thing I love most about it, it's got a color for everybody out there. Like, you don't just have to get your basic blue jean. I got the charcoal gray. There's all sorts of stuff that'll cover the rainbow. So you can add multiple pair of jeans to your wardrobe. It's going to be absolutely unbelievable. Once again, it is mugsy.com. Use the promo code today. Get 10% off your offer right now. All right. Speaking of destroying, have you noticed what the Colorado Rockies are doing? They're off to an 8-3 start. Big day on Tuesday. Kyle Freeland, the homegrown product, literally a top 10 draft pick, and from there in the Denver area, he agrees to a multi-year extension. And then they end up taking the first 2 games in a 3-game set against the Philadelphia Phillies. In your opinion, could Colorado surprise us the way that the Giants did a year ago? And I'm not talking about winning 107 games, but I'm talking about being in contention, at least in terms of a wild card.
I don't think so, Chris. Unfortunately, they've had some guys carrying this team, and it's not Chris Bryant, although he's been pretty good. I think that they take his performance right now. CJ Cron's the guy that has really been carrying this team. 14 RBIs and 6 home runs already. We talk about the Rockies. We mentioned, they got some pitching there. Marquez obviously just locked up Freeland. He needs to kind of get it going. Cool's been really good this year. Senzatella's been really good. So they have some pitchers, kind of their strong point. And also, they win at home. And I think right now, what are they? They're 8-3. I think they're 6-3 at home and 2-0 on the road. So they know how to play at home. And I'm rooting for the guys on the Rockies, and I love the people of Denver, but I don't think this is sustainable. I don't think they're going to be in the run for a wild card unless they start adding more pieces. I think this is a case of a really, really nice start and one guy really driving in a ton of runs and carrying your team. And that's good. And it happens from time to time, but it's not sustainable for, 162. So I think the Rockies have a ways to go. But, if you're a Rockies fan, I could see how you can buy into it. So if you want to, go ahead. In my opinion, I don't see it happening by the end of the year.
Okay, so a few things. I love Buddy Black. I've had a good relationship with him for 15 years. I love Kelsey Wingert. I am happy for her because there is nothing worse than covering a team that sucks on a daily basis. You are nice. I'm just going to say, we'll see you in 4th place at the end of the year. And that's not to be mean. The Dodgers are the best team in baseball. The Giants are following up, and they're saying that 2021 wasn't a fluke. The Padres are going to be there all year. So this is not a slight on you guys. If you're the 4th best team in that division, that's still a pretty good baseball team. I think that they're going to improve. Chris Bryant, yes, he's hitting the ball. He's just not hitting it for power. He hasn't had a homer. Yeah. He doesn't have a lot of doubles. So once that gets going, that'll be good. Charlie Blackmon just got his first homer. It's really been, as you mentioned, CJ Cron and Connor Joe, and it's been those 2 guys. And the bullpen has been really nice surprise. It really has. I'm happy for all those guys. Lawrence and Godot and Bard, all out of the pen, have pitched well. Fine. I'll root for you. I think it's cool. See you in 4th place.
Hey, they played 600 ball at home last year. Okay.
I know.
And they're doing it again this year. So they figured it out at home. 2-0 on the road. I don't know.
They'll play 400
there.
They'll play 400 ball on the road, which will make them a 500 team and a 4th place team.
Hey, I wrote down in my notes the Kelsey Wingert effect, and I forgot to say it. And now I'm mad at myself. But go Kels. Let's go. She's the best in the business.
Hey, sometimes Rose is here to clean it up. I'm here.
What were the Braves thinking?
What were they thinking?
Well, not the Braves, but
no. Let's not get into that. We don't want to get into business.
Go, Kels. Go, Kels.
All right. Bigger story for the Yankees on Tuesday that Gerrit Cole threw a career low 1 2/3 in his start, or that New York's pen recorded the final 22 outs without giving up a run in their 4-2 victory.
Shout out the bullpen. The relievers are my guys. They come in, they do the cleanup job. They're ready to play every day at a minute's notice, just like in this game. But the bigger story is obviously Cole and kind of where he's been, over the season. There was the 4-minute delay that cost him, his headspace. And then there was more delay in this game, and it was cold and he couldn't find a grip on the ball. So I think, and this is okay. This happens to ball players. Sometimes mentally, you need to figure it out. And, you have to get past some of the things that you need to get past in a ball game, like a delay or the weather, like especially early in the season. But it can creep up on you and it can affect the way you play. I think that's what's going on with Cole right now. But give him some time. I want to make sure that everyone knows this is not like, oh, you pay $300 million for a guy that's going to have a 6 ERA. It's just not going to happen. Cole will figure it out. Matt Blake will figure it out. But, you have to be concerned. Obviously, like if you put all your chips into your ace, like Gerrit Cole is for the Yankees, you don't want to see him come out and start the season like this. That's not the headlines you want to have. So I understand Yankees fans' frustrations, but I think that he will figure it out and it will happen sooner than later. And he will be the dominant force that he is, because it just doesn't go away like that. That's not how it works. So you can be concerned. That's fine. Because I think he does need to, sit down, take a deep breath and kind of reset himself, but he'll be okay. And at the end of the year, those numbers really looking mighty fun.
By the way, it is 5:50 a.m. Hawaii time where Plouffe is. And listen, the birds are chirping again. And that just coincides with this discussion because I was laughing last night watching Yankees Twitter, laughing about how Gerrit Cole sucks. And he's, we have another 7 years of the deal and all that sort of stuff. Stop. Enough. He'll be fine. Even if he isn't like elite, he's still going to be a top 10 pitcher in the American League at worst. Like that's his floor every year. Okay. Look at the rest of what you guys have. How many teams at this time of year could get 22 outs from their bullpen and not give up a run? Be proud of that. Be happy. Like I would be thrilled.
And they won the game.
Exactly. I would be thrilled if I were the Yankees that we haven't hit or the dam. We got lucky because Josh Donaldson hit a mile pop-up that the Tigers kicked around the infield and scored 2 runs on. And your ace has stunk so far. And you're still fine. Like, I'd be excited about that. That's stuff because he's not going to stink. At some point they're going to hit. So what? Take your fortunate wins and your 22 outs from your bullpen and a great job by Clark Schmidt, who gets his first major league win, and just enjoy it. Like, enough out of you people. Why you have to be so negative all the time? Leave that for old grumpy people like me.
I think it's okay to be a little bit negative. I mean, this is your ace. You gave this guy all this money.
Can we clear this up? They didn't give him shit. The Yankees gave him. You didn't give him anything.
There's that whole discussion about the we usage of fans. I'm okay with it.
I'm okay with that too, but not when it comes to we gave him the money. Like when you're rooting for the team, it's absolutely we. But you didn't give 1 penny to Gerrit Cole. And don't give me the whole, well, our tickets pay for that stuff. The TV money pays for him. Keep going.
I think mainly what Yankee fans are talking about, and this is what I got off of my Yankee Twitter experience last night, because I also was, I follow some Yankee fans. Even Jimmy, he's more worried about Cole making excuses. I think he put out a tweet yesterday, like, what's he supposed to do? Overcome something? Like, so that's where we're at with him. Like, he does need to get out there and at least, like, you can have stuff bother you. That's okay. But in the media, just own up to it. I mean, that's all you have to do as a ball player. If you couldn't feel the ball because it was too cold, sure, tell your teammate that, or your bullpen catcher or whatever, like somebody, tell your wife. But like, don't go to the media because people are just going to run with it. Okay. Mm-hmm. Like, it's okay to have those thoughts. Just don't share them in the media. Like, at this point.
No, that part I'll agree with 1,000%. Plus that gets a little tired in the clubhouse. I have to imagine when you hear
everyone's dealing with the same elements.
Right.
That's kind of what's going on. And the bullpen came in and went 22 outs and didn't have a problem with it. And
right. Yeah. Okay. Dodgers beaten by the Braves, so their 7-game winning streak was snapped. Great job by Max Fried. Perfect through what was it, 6 or something? He was great in his return home. Kenley Jansen locked down 12-pitch, 3-out save in the 9th, and that was great news for the Atlanta Braves. I thought much needed win for them. But something that was cool, Kendrick Lamar, not only at the game, he was not in a suite. He was not in the hoity-toity seats near Mary Hart behind home plate. He was hanging with the people in the right field pavilion, which was freaking awesome. So have you ever run into a celebrity somewhere where you weren't expecting it, and then all of a sudden somebody pops up? You're like, oh, this is kind of cool.
This is going to be a strange one. First of all, shout out Kendrick, LA's own. Like, he is at the top.
Yeah,
that is a guy album coming out soon, I believe. So this was nice. Yeah, the bleachers. If you want to be with the people in Dodger Stadium, like the real experience, bleachers. Okay. This is gonna be weird though, okay? Because it's kind of like not a great story. It kind of has like a sad ending. But I'm here, so reminding me of it. The last time I was here in Maui, sitting around, I'm like, I know that guy. It was Jose Reyes. Okay. About 2 days later, story came out. He got arrested here.
God, yes. That was horrible.
So I was here. I think I don't even know if I said hi to him because he was like doing his own thing. I was doing my own thing. But then a couple of days later, I was surprised to see him here. And then that came out. So kind of weird story to tell. Not a great ending right there. I'm sorry, but I just got reminded of it.
So I've got a couple of them, but the first Super Bowl I ever covered was Super Bowl 37 between the Buccaneers and the Raiders in San Diego. And so I covered it for Best Damn during the week. And then I got tickets to the game on Sunday. Who's sitting in the row behind me? Adam Sandler. And exactly
nice.
as you would imagine, t-shirt and sweatpants, right? I mean, like that's how he shows up on Jimmy Kimmel. So of course he's going to go to the Super Bowl looking that way. That was cool. The next year, Super Bowl 38 down in Houston, where the Patriots beat the Panthers on a last second kick. Brooke Burns was doing some work for us on Best Damn. She was dating Bruce Willis at the time. So they were sitting right near us. I went and bought Bruce Willis a beer. Kind of a cool thing. And then earlier this year, we were playing high school ball. Brady is a sophomore. We were playing another school. Guy comes up, says, Chris? I said, yeah. He goes, Ron Shelton, the famous director, Bull Durham, all sorts. No.
All right.
No, you're not a Bull Durham fan?
Ish, I guess. I've seen it.
Oh my God. Shame on you. You call yourself a baseball player.
I do.
Arguably the best baseball movie ever, but we can have that comment for another
if
time.
we're starting to share celeb stories, I mean, I got a bunch.
Yeah, I'm just saying like where you wouldn't expect them to be.
One time Vanessa Hudgens was in my backyard.
Well,
not too long ago.
Yes, but that's because she came over with Cole and you invited, right?
That's right. That's right. It wasn't just
for the
me
invite, by the way. Appreciate that.
Dude, that was a legendary session with me, Arch, Backyard Brad, Cole Tuck. Somebody else might have been there. I feel bad if I leave somebody out, but
Vanessa. Funny, I'm still waiting for the text on this phone. Not coming.
Yeah,
through.
You weren't getting that was an elite group right there.
Thanks. I didn't make the elite cut. What do you have coming up on John Boy Media before we start taking the calls on AMP? And thank you everybody for waiting patiently.
Yeah, thanks, guys. Talking Baseball comes out today, or it's already out. Our midweek episode, 3 topics. My topic was gushing over Miguel Cabrera as he is closing in on the 3,000 hit milestone. A beautiful article written by Stephen Nesbitt of The Athletic. Has a bunch of quotes, including your boy Miggy Rojas, who had some awesome stuff to say about Miguel Cabrera. So go check that out. Jake talked about something ridiculous. I forget what it was, but really good episode. It came out today. So what about you?
Rose Rotation with Lucas Giolito is still out. Usually we drop Monday, Thursday. This week, because of a scheduling snafu, we have to drop Friday. So we are taping Nick Castellanos tomorrow, and then that'll drop on Friday. So we're looking forward to that. Okay. Special shout out to Dan Rourke. Those of you that are joining us on our YouTube channel and or our podcast format, remember, download the AMP app wherever you get your Apple products. Join us each and every weekday, 11:30 Eastern. We chop it up live with everybody. So make sure you tune in then. And if not, we'll see you next time here on Baseball Today.